me?
Yes, you wanted to come and share with everybody your story with 5 kids, single mom, and do you consider yourself successful?
Yep.
Do you consider yourself
So
prosperous?
I consider myself successful. I consider myself rich. I consider myself abundant. I consider myself intelligent and wealthy. And I consider myself to no longer take to heart the criticisms that people tell me, their opinions, when they are broke or they are living horrible or they have a bad attitude or they think I'm not good enough, because I am good enough. So I had to learn to think correct of myself and ask myself the questions of what was I thinking in the past to believe somebody else's opinion, like more than my opinion. I had to ask myself, why are you thinking that somebody else's opinion is better than yours? Like, why would you think your teacher telling you, to shut your fat mouth is more important than you? Or your mom telling you, you're a stupid, beep, 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 when you're like 5 years old, don't even know what the word means? Like, why would I believe that? So
Cheesecake for you in
I
the
had to ask
fridge.
myself, all these questions, like, why did I believe, like, my brother to tell me that I was a stupid little girl, at the age of 9, and broke my arm and, like, put glass in my mouth and did horrible stuff to me? So I had to think, like, why did I believe that I deserved that? So I overcame that, and then I realized that my opinion of myself, it was what really matters, no matter what anybody does to you. So instead of me thinking like a victim, I had to ask myself, why did I allow, for example, my ex-husband to beat me, choke me, hurt me, you know, cut me, put a gun to my head? Like, why did I believe that I was a victim when I had to be accountable instead? And I'm not saying that it's okay for people to put a gun to your head, or people to put a knife to your throat, or people to choke you while you're sleeping. I'm not saying that. However, I'm saying I had to ask myself, why did I stay? Like, why did I want to choose to be a victim mentality instead of thinking I can leave? I don't have to stay here. Even though it was my house and I was paying for everything and working after still getting abused. And I had to reflect on, I'm not a victim. Like, I'm allowing this because I'm believing that I deserve to be beat because I'm not good enough. And so I changed that victim mentality and stopped blaming my mom, stopped blaming my brother, stopped blaming society, stopped blaming the government, stopped blaming, rich white people or taxes, or my supervisors or my ex-husband. I stopped blaming them, and I had to look at myself and realize that I felt like a desperate individual, and all I wanted was love, so I would do anything for it, even if it took having a gun put to my head, or a knife put to my throat, or choked in the middle of the night while I was sleeping, or glass in my mouth, or jalapenos in my eyes, or whatever. So it took that to say, yes, bad things happened to me. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And it was for my own benefit to realize that those are reflections of what they had in their heart. And instead of allowing it to affect me, I said, no, I don't have to put up with this, and I don't have to be desperate for someone to love me, or someone to be there with me, or someone to say, oh, this is my husband, or this is my friend. Like, I'd rather be my own best friend. And God says that we should not allow anybody to treat us like trash because you're not trash. Like, you're a queen. So I started listening to the good things that God says about me and that God is within me, and listening to myself and remembering the things that made me happy before all this stuff happened to me, before I started believing all these things. I started remembering, like, the best advice that I can give to people that are maybe going through something hard, is to remember what really makes you happy. Like, remember as far as back as you can go. If you have to go back to your childhood or your teenage years or your high school years or college years or whatever years, or holding your first baby and looking at their eyes for the first time, or eating a good food for the first time, or jumping in a pool, or doing a backflip somewhere, or having your friends cheer you on. Like, whatever you have to go back in your life and remember what really makes you happy. Like, you do that. You remember who you really were before all those negative things started happening, before all those expectations people put on you, before all those rules that people told you, oh, you're acting bad, don't do that. Because we're all actors in this world, and we choose the stage that we're on, and you can exit the stage whenever you want and start over. We all have a canvas, a piece of paper, and you can always start a new piece of paper. You can always start a new drawing. You can always edit your video to the way you want it. If you don't like it, redo it. You can always exit the stage left and take a bow and try again later. You don't have to keep being on that stage. You don't have to keep playing that story. You're writing your own story. So you pick up that pen and you decide to cross out what you don't want in your story no more, and you replace it with what makes you happy. So for me, one thing I remember, like, the happiest moment was, I remember one time, like, jumping in a pool. I really like to swim. So I remember, like, the excitement, the happiness of me jumping in the air off of the diving board, off of the side of the pool, and, like, hitting the water, like, in the sunlight, pretty, like, happy with no cares, just feeling the water, and, like, hearing everybody in the background laughing, having a good time. And I remembered that's what I like. I like to swim. So, anytime I can get to the pool, or anytime I can go swimming or be outside, like, I remember that makes me so happy to just be free and run around and jump places. So that was the feeling that I remember being so happy, and that feeling now I recreate it when I'm at home dancing or watching Ada dance. I'll start laughing when I see you dancing, and I'll be like, I like to dance too. Like, I remember, like, I used to dance like I was crazy all the time, and, like, not care about what people said about me. And it was so fun moving your body, jumping in the pool. I remember, being silly, laughing with my friends, things like that, or, like, having a really good ice cream, or, like, hanging out outside, like, looking, at the rocks, at the trees, And I saw you hug a tree the other day. I thought I was the only one that hugged trees. I hug trees.
Well,
So I was like, I told my daughter, I said, oh, look, Ada's hugging a tree like us. We hug trees.
yeah,
And she's like, oh, it's cool, because if you
I
hug a
love it.
tree,
That
like, you will
makes me
feel
happy.
happy. Like, I know it sounds probably like, wait, you hugged a tree? But yes, like, you can hug a tree, and it feels amazing.
It does. Every day, after I'm done working out in my room, the first thing I run outside and I go hug my tree, no matter how cold it is. That's my first human contact with anybody. Every time I wake up, the tree. I don't touch nobody before touching my tree.
And the tree will thank you for it, because it's alive. It's outside, and thank God we're not trees, but the tree, look at it, is there every day.
It's the energy.
The sunlight, the energy, and it's going through cold. It loses its leaves, it keeps going, and it's there, strong and solid. And so when you hug it, the energy is there too, and the tree's never going to reject you. You never had a tree push you away, or tell you, no, don't hug me, or run away from you, or, like, say, not now, I'm busy. The tree's always there, ready for hugs. So it feels amazing, to do that. So that's what I encourage people. If you ever forgot who you are, or need to remember, like, your power, like, just remember what makes you the happiest. And I know I saw somebody put in the comment, I don't know what makes me happy anymore. Hi, Pam. She says, hi, Ada. Pam. I invited her. I always invite her to come, and she invites me when we miss you.
Oh,
Hi.
hi,
Oh,
Pam.
there's David. Hi, David. I
Hi,
met them here
David.
because of you. So yeah, so I encourage people to remember things, what makes you happy, and or it's okay, maybe you want to learn how to cook, like get in the kitchen, and if you don't know, it's okay if you burn it sometimes. It's gonna happen. Like we all got burned, we all burned our hands once in a while. Just keep trying. Don't say I can't do it. Say I'm learning how to do it, or I'm going to do it, or I'm doing it now, or let's see what happens. So that's my advice. Like always try something. And then even if you can't remember what makes you happy, do something, anything, and you will be like, okay, I don't like this. And then that will give you a clue what you don't like. And that can help you cancel out what you don't like. Like if I didn't like having a gun put to my head, I didn't like a knife putting through my throat, I didn't like jalapenos in my eyes or glass in my mouth or my arms broken by my family. I don't like those feelings. So now I know anytime I see that or I hear that or I feel that or I sense it, I'm like, I don't like that. And I have to just immediately walk away. Like shun evil. Like the Bible says, like shun evil. Like don't even give it a chance. Just be like, no, and walk away, because evil is not going to apologize or say, oh, excuse me, or I'm just gonna hurt you a little bit. No, it's evil. Like get away. Even if you have to hurt that person's feelings or scream or yell, or call the police, or just think about it like I said last time, if you really want something, you're going to do it. So like when people say on the live, I can't give you Ada money, don't say that. Don't say that, because if you really wanted to, you could. And I understand we all have budgets, we all have finances, you have things going on. I have 5 kids, I have 2 houses, I'm about to buy a house, like I have my business, my restaurant, like I have so much going on. So I understand. However, instead of saying, I don't have no money to give, don't say that. Say to yourself, I will never again say I have nothing to give, and make it a point to say from now on, I will always carry at least $100 in my pocket or on my debit card to give to anybody that asks me. Because just imagine if you have a little kid walk up to you and it wants to sell you a candy bar, or they need money for Girl Scout cookies, or they're trying to become a business person and they see people selling candy and they come to you and they say, hey, ma'am, sir, would you like to buy a candy? And you're like, oh, I don't got it. How could you tell a child that? That's embarrassing. That little child is looking up to you like, sir, ma'am, like you're a big grown-up. Can you please help me? And for you to say, I don't have it, you're already speaking death upon that child, for them to think, how is it possible that these grown-ups don't have money? You're not giving them any hope. So I remember that happening to me, somebody asking me for money, and I was like, let me get it. Give me a second. And I ran to go get the money, like out the, ATM. And I was like, just give me a minute. I'll be right back. I didn't say I don't have it. And from that day forward, I said, I will always, always, always have cash on me. Always. Even if it's $5, $10, $20, $100, and I will never say to somebody, I don't have it. So if somebody asks me for money, I don't care who it is, what it is, if they're a bum, if they're poor, they're rich, they stink, they smell, I have it. And if they ask, they're going to get it. And I encourage everyone to think that way. Don't ever say, I don't have it, or touch your pockets and be like, I'm empty. Don't even do that. If you don't have any cash on you, stop touching your pockets and acting like you're broke. Go to the ATM or keep your money on you. Stop acting like you don't have money. You know you have money. It's just where did you put your money? And don't even say, oh, I spent my money, I used my money. No, say, I invested my money.
There you go.
So, like right now, hi, David, if you're hungry right now, and okay, I'm going to say something, and please forgive me, and I'm going to use the best words possible because I know TikTok has an age restriction, so I'm going to say it in the best possible way. Has anybody ever in their life, and now I'm kind of telling on myself a little bit about who I am, and many people don't know who I am. However, I don't want to exploit myself either. However, with all due respect, has anybody that knows anything about drugs ever heard a crackhead say, I don't have $20 for some crack? No, you have not. Crackheads always have $20 for crack. So you're going to let a crackhead outdo you?
Ooh.
Crackheads are some of the richest people, and they are never broke. They are never broke. They always have money for crack, and crack is expensive. So you're going to let a crackhead that is strung out on crack cocaine outdo you? That's embarrassing.
Wow. Perspective.
So I'm kind of telling on myself a little bit there of where I come from and why I know about having rooms full of money and how money does not make you. It just exposes who you really are. But I left my family for reasons when I was 14 years old, and I never went back. So I don't have my mom, I don't have my dad, I don't have my grandma, my grandpa, my cousins. My family is huge, huge, powerful family. I don't talk to them. I went like Ada and I got an education because I noticed my family, even as rich as we were, rooms full of money, mansions, castles, cars, servants, weapons, firearms, everything you could imagine, butlers, pantries, food, like a mansion. Imagine like a 2-3 bedroom apartment is a pantry. Like you're looking at all this food and you're like, you don't even know what to pick because there's so much food in there. So again, what I'm saying is money does not make you. Money does not make you. It just exposes who you are. So when I was growing up, I didn't know what being poor was. I didn't understand why people needed money or what it was like to work. I didn't understand. I was like, what does people need money for? Like, we have rooms full of money, but now I'm in school and people are talking about their family. Like, oh, what does your family do for, work day, job day, career day? And I'm looking at them like, we can't talk about what we do, but we're rich. I don't understand what is work. So I, at 14, was on my own. I raised myself on the streets and I left my family because I did not like how they were being rich individuals, but they had nasty attitudes and thought money made them more important. And they still think that to this day. Plastic surgery, Escalades, cars, mansions, money, businesses, restaurant, whatever you want. It's unlimited. But they're ignorant, with all due respect. So I left at 14. Now I'm 44. So 30 years on my own. I have 5 children. My children do not know my family, either side, my mother or my father. And so I can tell you, money is not what y'all think it is. It doesn't matter. If you're miserable, you're miserable. If you have no education, you're ignorant. The money is not going to make you educated. So I went to go look for what my family did not have because I would look at everybody in school and see how they behaved: modest, prudent, wise, intelligent, articulate. And I didn't understand why they would care about their little $5, their little lunch money. I'd be like, that's odd. Like, why do they care about these little dollars if we have stacks and rooms full of it? They're weird. So I didn't understand, but I couldn't talk about it because we don't talk about certain things. So what I'm saying is I left my family. I got my high school diploma with honors. I got a scholarship. I got my associate's degree in business. I went and I got my bachelor's in science. I got my MBA, a master's MBA. And then I started my second MBA, a master's of science in law. I have a pre-law degree and a business and a finance degree. So I learned that. I paid for my education to be able to become a person that was not a jerk just because I'm rich or just because I have money or, oh, I'm so powerful. I knew something was different with my family, and I couldn't understand why we were so different. Because I would look at people in school, the teacher, how she behaved, organized, calm, respectful, with rules. And we didn't have rules in our family besides you don't talk about anything that you see here. And you come inside of these gates and you don't speak of anything. Once you get in these gates, nobody knows anything. So I went and got an education, and I paid over $128,000 for all my degrees.
Investment.
Exactly. Books, clothes, backpacks, pens, paper. And these books that Ada is using, each book is about $300. If you can get a used book. Each one. And she's using probably about 60 books or more in her whole education. And they change them every year on purpose. The previous one is not good. And you have to have it. And the hours that she spend for a bachelor's degree, people don't understand. It's not like elementary. It's not like middle school. It's not like high school. You have to study. You cannot fake it. And then once you move up to your master's degree, your PhD, forget about it. There's no way you can make that up. There's no way you can just, procrastinate. No, we're talking about she probably spends, 10, 12, 14, 18 hours sometimes studying. And I don't know personally, but I know my experience. Sometimes I would stay up for 2 days straight just drinking coffee, passed out on my books on the floor, like trying to read, trying to study, recording myself, memorizing things, flashcards, having study groups, So like y'all are asking in the chat now, no, it's not a debate. I'm just articulate and passionate. So my job now, actually, I'm a linguist. I'm a certified interpreter, translator. One of my contracts is with the government. I have a security clearance. One of my jobs. I have 7 jobs.
7.
7. So all I do is work. And for you asking what's my point in the chat, Ada is asking me a question and I'm explaining. Hopefully, if you can get some kind of enlightenment from this, if you can understand, and if you can't understand, then it's not for you, and that's okay, because expensive things get rejected all the time. People are not going to afford a Rolls Royce, so I'm not for the cheap-minded. You understand?
Keep going.
A lot of people have to put back that Gucci bag, that Coco Chanel bag, because you cannot afford it. You can't even go inside of the Louis store. You understand? Because they have security with earpieces when you come in to get a Louis. If you never bought a Louis, then I apologize if you don't understand what it's like to walk in and buy a $2,000 purse.
Ooh, 2,000. I can afford that. I can do it.
Yeah. You're gonna be wearing all Louis Vuitton. You're gonna have sponsors.
And more than that, yes.
It's a matter of time, because we cannot have everything all at once, because we will explode, because it's too much blessings.
It's a
Just
season.
like when you cook your food, you can't put all the seasonings at once. You gotta layer it. You gotta layer it. Good food. Because I'm also a chef. I also have a restaurant. We also have a law office. We do criminal law, immigration law, civil law, divorces. We do testaments, wills. I'm a notary. I'm a certified interpreter. I speak 4 languages, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the point. So I'm saying the ones in the comments, sometimes you don't know what you're missing because you're too busy asking questions. If you just sit back and observe and learn, you will understand. And if you don't understand, then Jeremiah 33 in the Bible, 33:3 says, ask me, God, for unsearchable wisdom, and I will give it to you. Things you did not know, you did not know. Because if you think about it, there's things that you don't know. So you can be a confident fool out here thinking you're so amazing, but you're actually ignorant. And those are the worst kind of people. It's not that bad to be a fool. That could be excusable because you're ignorant. But to be a confident fool, there's no excuse for that because you're blinded. And why wear all those brands that are not paying you? Because Louis Vuitton, the question in the chat, Balenciaga, you would wear it right now.
And they will pay me.
Yeah,
they will pay me. They are paying me. Let me speak in the present.
They're paying her.
Yes. I don't see limitations over here.
There's no limitations. So
Nope.
those brands, why pay a lot for them? The same reason that you're going to end up paying to see Ada $50,000 for 30 minutes. That's the same reason. Because she's not going to discount her words for you because your budget is not on par. It's not going to happen. The Bible says that you give away the truth, you never sell the truth. So she never sells y'all the truth. But the Bible also says that you should pay for the truth. So once you can understand that dichotomy, you will understand a lot. I don't sell the truth, but I will buy the truth. I invested $128,000 for the truth. And actually, this is an interesting story, Ada. So in 2012, June of 2012, here in Houston, Texas, you can actually Google me. If y'all knew my real name, I'm on the internet everywhere. Like, I'm a famous individual, and I change my name on purpose because it's nobody's business of who I really am and what I really do.
It's nobody's business. You say it.
So somebody who is really somebody, like y'all ask what's my job, like obviously I'm not going to tell you exactly what I do or where to find me. I'm not an idiot. Because the Bible even says that the poor people, nobody comes for you. But us rich people, everybody wants to find us and they will threaten us. Like in case y'all didn't hear Beyonce and Jay-Z's song, he said, I'm so rich, I get sued every day, rich type.
Uy.
So if you haven't been
Uy.
if you have never been sued, you don't know what it's like to be rich. Because I've been sued like 10 times and I win every time. Because when you're rich,
Money.
people come for you when you're rich and you have to hide. And those of us that are rich don't just pop around talking crazy. Like you see my lives, I'm dancing, I'm laughing. You might see me writing some notes, but you're never going to see what I really do because you're not supposed to show people what you really know. Because there's ways that you can get paid that some of you on here do not know, and you will never know because I'm not going to tell you. It's not for you. If it's for you, then I'll tell you, but it's not. And no, it's not more money, more problems. You have to learn how to manage things. And that's fine, Keonze. I can mute you, but I'm not going to work that, and you don't know me, and you're right. Your face would be familiar, but I don't know if you ever met a cartel boss, but you never see a cartel boss going around and saying, oh, I'm a drug dealer, buy drugs from me. No. But when you hear people that are low level, oh, I got the good, what's up? You need something, I got drugs. But you will never meet the high level bosses, ma'am, and you are correct. I am extremely unfamiliar. You can ask the FBI. They can't even find me. I got them on my cell phone. So there's levels to this, sweetheart. It's called security government clearance. And there's things you will never reach. And that's okay. You came for me, so I'm going to come right back to you.
Keep going with the story, Barbie. You were sharing your story. Let's stick in that. It's not
negativity, Keonze. I appreciate you, but the Bible says don't give your pearls to pigs, so I'm done talking to you. So to the story, I will go. So if y'all really knew my name, Ada, you could Google me, and they actually have law books written about me, and I've changed some laws because I have a law degree as well. So in June of 2012, I actually was arrested falsely, not correctly. I was put in handcuffs, and it was a mistake because I actually stole a bank robber's car during a bank robbery in Houston, Texas. You could Google it. I don't care. It's public information. The trial lasted 7.5 years. And God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. I stole the bank robber's car during the bank robbery, and I turned the car in for evidence to the police. While I'm stealing the car, I'm calling dispatch because I know the codes. So they were able to apprehend the bank robbers. They stole another person's car in the parking lot. However, I had the car with the DNA in it. So I turned it in, but I got arrested thinking, because I did steal a car. Technically, I stole a stolen bank robber's getaway car. So I'm on the news for it. And Ada, by the grace of God, and I say by the grace of God, I was crying in interrogation for 9 hours with the FBI. There was like lit up, the marshals, the Texas Rangers, the Houston Police Department, the fire department, everybody came because it was an active bank robbery. I was just cashing my check, minding my business, and here they come in, robbing the bank, and I'm like, what the? And I'm from the country, so I don't get down on the floor. And I had a Glock on me with hollow points too, and I was going to shoot them in the back of their head, but I said, don't do it. So I ducked down, I took off. Everybody started screaming, got on the floor. It's in the news. Like, literally, I'm famous, but whatever. So, and it's not about being famous. It's about being rich. You feel me? I don't care about the famous. It's about the wealth and the knowledge, right? It's about the wisdom, how to manage it. So when I tell you this story, Ada, is as a single mom, the FBI told me in 28 years of special bank agent robbery, he said, I have never in my life seen something like this. You stole the stolen bank robber's getaway car during an active bank robbery with guns, and you fled and turned it in to the FBI, and you got arrested. But they let me go right away. The FBI pulled up with their black badges, black cars, black Escalade. They're like, get her out, get her out. They check my background, and it's crystal clear because I am a crystal clear person, and I have a security clearance. So they just ran my name and knew who I was. And they, of course, they apologized because I was going to sue them for doing that because I didn't have nothing to do with it. And I had proof. And my supervisor came from my job and she was like, no. She's my worker. Like, let her go. What are y'all doing? She just came to cash her check. And literally, it was 5 minutes before the bank closed. And so what I'm saying is when I was interrogated at the moment, the news was there. Like, you can see it. It's all over the news. There's like 50 different magazines in New York, Houston, all over talking about my case because it's so unheard of, because I have no fear. I didn't fear those bank robbers. I wanted to get home to my children. And this is what the whole story comes to, how to be a single mom. Like, you don't give up. You keep going. You make your why extremely big. So to say this is my investment in my legal background, Ada, my legal degree, my law degree that I have, Ada, there was 3 words. Let me see. 3 words. Well, imminent for my 6 words that I used, that I was able to leave that interrogation room with the FBI because I was in tears. I was crying. It was literally like the weekend right before my daughter's birthday. She was at daycare. I had to go. It was like 9 o'clock. They wouldn't let me leave, and I was crying. My makeup was smeared. I was like, please, I don't have nothing to do with this. You got it all wrong. Like, I don't know these people. Like, I can show you, here's my check, here's my car, here's my keys. I don't know what's happening. Like, I just want to go home. They wouldn't let me go home because the audio, you couldn't hear the audio, right? Because I was talking to the security guard, and he went to go get the teller because they knew me at the bank, and he went to go try to put me in. And I'm making this real long story as summarized as possible and painting a picture for y'all. So imagine a single mom, daughter's birthday's coming up. The bank's about to close. I got a little bitty check of like $1,000. Like, I don't even have gas money in my car. I'm working late. My boss said, go ahead, cash your check, but come back and close it out. And I'm like, all right, I'll be right back. But I get stuck in a bank robbery. Like 5 minutes before the bank closes at 5 p.m. on a Friday. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I just want to cash my check and go home. So that, having my kids and my why was bigger than getting down and letting these people shoot me, kill me. The bank was full of people. So when they put me back into the interrogation room and questioned me like they do in the movies, it's similar, over and over. Ma'am, why did you do it? Ma'am, what happened? Because it looks like I came in the bank. The line was so long. All you see is a camera. There's no audio. I'm talking to the security guard, my friend. He's an officer. He goes to get the teller to push me in this whole crowd. I didn't ask him to. He did it on his own. So they actually came back, and when he turned to go get the teller, these 2 men, 6'3" men dressed in black masks, black ski masks, black gloves, black clothes, black shoes, black huge rifles, ran in like linebackers, and I'm like, oh snap! Everybody's screaming, get down, get down. I'm not gonna get down. I gotta go. I don't care what they got going on. So I ran outside, dug down. I jumped in the first car that I saw. There was a door open. Not my car. The car wasn't there when I came in 5 minutes before. And then I jump in the car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can see the car. It's on. It's back parked, facing the highway. The ignition's all messed up. And I'm like, oh boy. This is a bank robber's car. There's nobody in the car. So I just turn around and hope there's not some guy in the back seat with a gun to my head. So I go, I just drive off in the car. Gone. 90 miles an hour. I dropped my Michael Kors purse, Louis Vuitton, whatever I had. Dropped my keys. I'm like, oh, snap. I'm calling the 911. On one phone calling my boss. I'm like, hey, they're robbing the bank. Oh, snap. Oh, my God. Like, what is happening? This is real. People are probably getting shot in the bank. Come help, So I stopped at the IHOP right across the way. I just got a safety, and I left my car there. And there was a security guard. I said, they're robbing the bank. Here's the bank robber's car. Call 911. I got to go pee. Excuse me. Went to go pee at the IHOP, came back. Everybody's there. They arrested me, brought me back. They interrogated me for 9 hours. And the only way the FBI let me go, the only way, and this is $128,000 lesson that anybody's listening. You might want to write this down, and that's fine, Jennifer. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion, but I don't need your validation, ma'am. Anyway, so what I'm saying, you might want to write this $128,000 lesson down to help you. Anybody that's listening, I'm going to give it to you for free, right? Because I don't sell the truth, I give it away. So these 6 words saved my life, and I was able to be free and be able to be here talking to you, because everything else is irrelevant. My freedom and my health and my wealth, my family and my friends are number one to me. God says so, to love even your enemies. So with all due respect, that's fine, ma'am. I'm a hero. Yes, I'm in my own way. I'm my own hero, and I don't need you to tell me anything, but thank you. And thank you, Mama. I appreciate you. Mama, you're awesome. Thank you, Pam and David. Thank you, Ada. So these words, you ready? Was the way I was able to leave, because the officer kept asking me, the FBI, I can't let you go till you tell me why you did that. And I said, sir, my story's not going to, I told the story like 20 times. It's not going to change till this day. Even if you ask me in 100 years, it won't change, because it's the truth. So I was like, sir, I don't understand. And I could tell he was trying to help me, but he couldn't tell me what to say. So he said, he kept taking notes. And he said, ma'am, I need you to tell me, because I've never seen this happen before. Like, the ignorant person in here is saying that doesn't make you a hero to rob a car. He wasn't ignorant, but he was doing his job. And he's like, you stole a stolen car. I'm like, sir, I understand that. I understand. He's like, I can't let you go till you tell me why. And I'm crying. I'm like, sir, I was scared. They had guns. Sir, I just wanted to go home. Like, I apologize. I didn't mean to do it. I just reacted. Like, I just fought for my life, He was like, I can't let you go. I said, sir, my daughter's waiting. And my daughter was like a 1-year-old. Bethany, come here. And now she's 14, right? She was like 1 or 2 years old. Bethany, ven para acá un momento. And so, if you ask my kids, they're like, when I got home, like, Mom, that's so cool. You stole a bank robber's car. I'm like, that's not cool. They said that, but I was like, no, come say hi. So this is Bethany, y'all. She's 14 now.
Hi, Bethany.
Hi, Ada. But when I stole the car, she was 2 years old. So had I not got away, I could be dead right now, and I wouldn't have my daughter. So my why was bigger than any comments, any people's ridiculousness. It doesn't faze me at all. I'm unbothered. So anyways, these words saved my life, because he kept asking me. And when somebody wants to help you, and especially with the government, they'll tell you certain words, like, they'll say things like, tell me in your own words why you did it. And they'll make their eyes big. They'll be like, come on, like, I need you to tell me. And you're like, is he trying to help me? So you can kind of like pick up people's cues, because they can't. Because we have a code called legalese when you're in the law field. That's why you hire us, like lawyers, because you don't know how to talk for yourself in front of a court, in front of a judge. You don't know the lingo. So you got to pay people like me to speak for you, because people are ignorant. So when you get educated, you speak to a lawyer correctly. You can't win with the lawyer. That's why you hire a lawyer. That's why you hire a doctor, because you're ignorant. You could actually heal yourself, go to court for yourself. It's called pro se. But if you're ignorant, you can't do it. I defend myself all day, every day. All I do is win. I have lawyers that call me for my advice. You understand? I prepare brief appellates. I write law. I write codes. I do that. I'm great at speaking and writing, because I read nonstop, right? So these words, if you want to write it down, it's going to help you in your life one day. You might need it. Because I didn't know.
Well, let's
like,
go.
Ada's going to school right now. It took me 10 years to get my law degree. And when he kept asking me, but what words? Tell me in your words, why did you do it? I was like, sir, I was scared. But when he said it like the 10th time, he said, I need to know exactly why you stole the stolen getaway car, ma'am. And right there, it clicked to my awareness. I remember my criminal law class in my undergraduate in pre-law. And I said, these are the words. Write this down. Sir, I was in imminent danger, and I feared for my life. He said, are you ready to go home? I was like, yes. Yes, sir. Please, can I go home? full of black makeup mascara. I was like, yes, please. I'll never do it again.
Fear
It was
for
like,
my
that's
life.
the words I needed to know. Imminent danger and fear for my life.
Imminent danger.
You understand?
Wow.
That combination of words is the most powerful word that you can understand in the criminal law penal language.
Imminent.
If you're ever under duress where somebody has a gun to your head and says, hey, you rob this bank now or I'm going to shoot you. You're going to rob the bank because they're going to shoot you. Unless you're me, you're not going to do it because I'm different. But more than likely, when you have that gun to your head, you're going to do what they say. And if you're breaking the law and the cop asks you, why did you do that? That is the words to say. If you really are innocent, you say, I was in imminent danger. Like, I got a gun to my head and I feared for my life. Like, you know, I got to do it or else. Lights out. You understand? So those words, $128,000 I invested to have those words, and I was able to walk out of that Chase Bank, and I'm here to tell y'all on TikTok, which is a big deal to go live. And for those of you talking crazy in the chat, I go live, okay? Because you have to have at least 1,000 followers, my people, to be able even to go on here. So it's respectful that Ada is even on here. She built up her fan base. So y'all show some respect. Double tap that screen, follow, share. Go ahead, interact in here. Be positive. Go ahead and send her gifts. Go to her GoFundMe account because the words that she's telling you now, to you, you might think it's free. My friends, let me tell you, I assure you, this is not free. She had to pay with her sweat, blood, and tears to become who she is right now. So show some respect and double tap on that screen. And for those of you who have never been to college or university, you have no idea what you're talking about. Those of us that do have a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree, they're not going to be in these comments talking crazy because they're out here getting money. They put the energy where their mouth is. They put the money where their mouth is. You feel me? And we're out here making big moves and helping communities, not just little people. No, we move and make big moves. You understand? So I'm here for y'all. If you ever need somebody seriously on a whole serious situation, if you ever have a law problem, a legal problem, you need a notary, you need an interpreter, you need a translator, you need some resources. If y'all are ever hungry, you need food, you don't know what to do, you can DM me. I read every single DM. I don't respond to all of them. You can DM Ada, put a request in, and I assure you, I will reach out to you if you really need the help, and I will give you what you need, and I will teach you. Not just give it to you, I will teach you how to do it on your own if you're really interested. But you don't have to. It's your choice. This is America. I'm just saying.
But can you share now, like, I don't know, 5 mental mindset or mental elevation that have allowed you to grow your career, your family, and your money? Because people want to make tons of money. I do too. I'm confident saying it. I want to make tons of money. So which advice will you share? So you have seen money, you have touched money, you have invested money. What is necessary to get to that level where money is not an issue anymore because it's coming in every day?
Absolutely. Yes. So it's important to understand in life, if you want to. This is all, for educational purposes and to each his own, right? God gave everybody a talent, and it's inside of you. It's not at the club. It's not at the laundromat. It's not at McDonald's. It's not with your mama, your daddy. You're not with Ada, with me. It's inside of you, and only you can do it. So that gift that you have inside of you, like Ada, she has a lot of gifts, and one of her gifts, for example, is the power of the word. Her word is power, and she recognizes that. So she will always be rich because she speaks good words, and people will invest in her always. You understand? And even if for some reason something, she couldn't maybe talk like audibly, she could write it down. So it's her mind, it's her word, and people will pay for that, right? So that's one of her hidden gems, right? Another one that she has is persistence. She persists no matter what's happening, she's going to keep going. You understand? And so those are 2 gems just right there, just 2. And those are billion-dollar gems already that she has, right? So you people that are listening, you may not have the power of speech. You do, but you haven't learned to articulate it yet. You haven't learned how to put that word into motion yet, and you can. Only thing stopping you is you, right? However, everybody has something inside of them. So that's one of the keys, is to find out what it is that God gave you that only you can do, because there will never be another you. Whoever you are that's listening, it's only you. Like the same way your fingerprint is different, your DNA is different, your eyes are different. There will never be another one of you that can do that particular thing. Even if it's making cheesecakes. Maybe people tell you, man, your cheesecakes are amazing. That's your thing. When people start telling you, oh, that's amazing, I like that, to you, you might be like, it's just a cheesecake. And that's how you know that's your thing, because you're like, it's so easy. Like, I just make cheesecakes. What's the big deal? But people are like, oh, and your cheese, oh my gosh, like, can I have it? Give me some. How much? They will find you for that cheesecake. That is a product right there that you can market, you can sell, right? So that's one mental mindset, is to know that you have that gem inside of you. And some of us have more than one. Some of us have like 10. Some of us have so many talents. You're like, oh my gosh, I have so many talents. We start hiring people to help to do our talent, because it's so much blessing. I'm like, I need help. I can't, eat everything on myself. I can't wear all the clothes myself. I need help. Somebody to eat this food, somebody to drive these cars, somebody to get this makeup, like get this clothes, like somebody to carry these jewels, carry these bags of money to the bank with me. Like, I need help, right? So that's number one. Find your hidden gem within inside of you, and it's nowhere outside of you. It's inside of you, right? So you find that. Number two, another good mental mindset is to stop, and Pam actually helped me with it the other day too, and Ada, you have too, to stop caring. And I don't mean stop caring, however, I'm saying stop allowing people's negative ideas to come to you and take root in your mind, to push you down. Just overcome it. Somebody might come and say, if you say, and that's another thing too. That's number three. That's number two and number three. Number three is never tell people your real dreams of who you are and what you're doing until it's done. Because once you tell people what you're going to do, they start like with their negativity, because they're a reflection and they see you and they're like, let's say, for example, you might tell somebody, I'm going to write a song, or I'm going to be a musician. They might say, you can't even sing. You don't even have a piano. Nobody in your family is a musician. What's wrong with you? So those are already like 5 attacks that you have to like say, no, I rebuke you, I transmute you. That's not true. That's your belief, not mine. And I respect your belief, but I don't agree with it. Or you're making me uncomfortable. I gotta go. With all due respect, maybe that happened to you or you believe that, but that's not what I know what I'm going to do. So that's 2 and 3 right there. 2 is to overcome those naysayers and even yourself to tell you, you can't do it. You're ugly. You're fat. You're poor. You're broke. You're black. You're white. You're Mexican, or you're whatever. You're bald headed. Whatever. Ignore it. It's not true, right? So the number 3 is never tell people your dreams, because there's dream slayers out here that's their job, like the devil, to slay your dream, to kill, steal, and destroy you. And it's not to be cocky, like, oh, I can't tell you what I do or I'm all that. No. It's you safeguard. If you have a very expensive diamond, you don't go and just put it out in the hood on the corner. If you have an expensive Philippe Patek, a Rolex, some Cartier, you don't just go put it at Walmart on the stand, on the little counter, and be like, oh, I'm just going to leave my, Philippe Patek $5 million watch right here. It's stupid. So you are a gem, and you have to understand that you don't put yourself in those situations. That's number 3. And your dreams are also your gems. Like a lot of you beautiful women on here, Mama and I Am Queen, Kianze, even though you attacked me, that's cool. Ada, ladies, like for example, you pull up in your car, or you in your Uber or wherever, you go to the store. My dear friends, if you're going to a store and you see trappers outside, you see the drug dealers on the corner, the drunk guys on the corner, and you're looking cute, beautiful, even in your sweatpants, and you say, oh, I'm just going to stop here at the store, the convenience store, let me just get a quick water. My dear, sweet, beautiful women and queens, if you're really a queen, you're not going to stop at that store, beautiful. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the store 5 miles down the road where there's not all this nonsense outside because I'm a queen and I don't even walk in the store. Because you're not going to put your beauty and your beautifulness to pass by pigs because you know what pigs do. And then you're going to say, oh, they're screaming at me. Oh, like, mamacita, vente pa acá. Like, oh, baby, why you do that? You're a beautiful queen. Why'd you even go there? Why are you even in the hood store, mama? You're a beautiful gem. Don't do that. Don't do that. And they'll be like, ay, mira que me dijeron. Oh, my God. Oh, he's catcalling me. Oh, marrano, cochina. Oh. Bebe, why are you there? Go down the street. You're a gem. So don't put your gems with pigs.
Ooh.
And be scared like, ay. Don't be clutching your pearls like, oh, my gosh. I just told y'all a story of there was a bank robbery at a bank with security guards. You think if I would have known that, and they even told me that bank, they're like, we've been robbed 7 times. This is normal. I'm like, what the? If they would have advertised, you think I would have went to the Chase Bank? No, I didn't know. So now you see me go to the bank, I'm like this. Looking, I'm like, hey, I bring people, hey, watch my bag. You watching this? Like, we in and we out. Like, man, don't play with me. You know, got my gun ready. Like, you don't come around me. I'm at the bank, yo. Don't do it. Because I'm not going to be in a 7.5-year litigation trial no more. Because if you're going to the bank, you ought to be smart enough, and I should have been smart enough to know a bank robbery could happen. I'm in a bank. Like all these rappers out here that be showing their money. Like, I could pull out money and be like, hey, look at my money, look at my stack. Why would you do that? And you wonder why people come for you and try to shoot you or kill you. Why are you flashing your money? So same thing with you beautiful ladies. Why are you flashing your beautiful bongos? Why are you flashing your beautiful tatas? And then be like, ah, look what he did. I get it. You want to be free. I want to be free and walk around how God made me, but it's the awareness. You can't teach a fool common sense because they don't have it. So that's number 3. Don't give people your dreams, and that includes your body. And be like, ah, what a pig. I can't believe he tried to, like, touch my body. Mama, you're beautiful. What do you think he's going to do? Play patty cake with you? What do you think he's going to do? Huh? You're beautiful. You're a dream come true. You're a man's beautiful dream come true. You are the gem. So same thing with your dreams. Protect them at all costs. The Bible says, don't tell your left hand what your right hand is doing, right? So that's number 1, 2, and 3. If y'all want to write them down, cool. If not, that's fine too. Because I got it all in my head. Because when we speak, that's another gem. This is number 4, mindset. When somebody speaks to you, remember that Barbie Tingler right now is speaking to you. I don't have to speak to you, right? So y'all are like, oh, you're not famous, whatever. Okay, yeah, fine. But I don't have to speak to you because when I'm speaking, I don't have to take notes. I have like 10 books here. Planners, books, like all these, you know, I take notes nonstop. Like that's all I do, like computers, notes. I have 2, 3 computers. 4, I do networking. I do computer, my own programming. So I'm always taking notes of what I'm learning. From Ada, for example, I take down her notes because she's talking. That's the things in her mind. When you read a book, you're reading somebody's mind, right? So I don't have to talk, right? Because I already know, like these words that I said, imminent danger, fear for your life, I already know it. But when I'm talking as an interpreter, I'm telling you, when you speak, there's always a reason you speak, either to inform, and these are just examples, to inform, to declare, to petition, to request, to debate, to command, to argue. There's always a reason when you speak. It's for a reason because you already know it. So I don't have to hear myself speak. I already know it. I'm speaking to help you. So that's number 4. When somebody speaks, the Bible says be slow to speak and quick to listen. So I'm only speaking right now here because Ada invited me on her platform. You understand? Because I'm an interpreter. I can talk for 24 hours a day. I get paid per the minute to speak. And that's what I'm telling Ada. She is getting paid to speak. It's coming. She just has to get her accounts ready, her money's ready, her duffel bag's ready, her security ready. Yep. It's coming. It's all coming. It's already coming.
Yeah.
It's like when the rain
Yes,
comes,
yes it
you don't think
is.
the rain just
Yeah,
appears.
yes
No,
it
the rain
is.
has been coming from
Yes
miles
it
and
is.
miles.
Yes it
And
is.
then you feel it. And you're like, oh, the rain's here. No, no, no. It's been raining. You just had barely felt it, right? So she gets paid for her words, right? So when somebody speaks, maybe even your parents, you might get, why is my mom talking? She's always talking to me. She doesn't have to talk and tell you to brush your teeth. She's doing it to help you. She already knows to brush her teeth. So when somebody speaks, usually a wise person is speaking to help you because they don't have to. They can just walk right past you because they already know what they're speaking. But if they're speaking to you, it's for a reason. So if you listen, like when you go to school, you go to your lectures, your teacher's speaking not just because they like you. No, that's their job. And not just because of that. No, their job is to teach you. So they teach you what they have in their mind out of their mouth with the hopes of you retaining it for the instruction so you can apply it for the test and then in real life. Because, come on, your teacher is not going to want to teach an idiot and be like, they all failed my class, because that makes them look bad. So same with the parent, same with God. We don't make a creation and stamp it and want it to fail. So for anybody saying my mom hates me, my dad hates me, no, they don't. They want the best for you, and maybe they can't articulate to you to make you understand because you have no understanding of why your parent is writing you 24/7. And that's not talking if they're schizophrenic, crazy, bipolar. I get all that. But I'm just saying, for the most part, consider the source. If it's a wise person, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to listen to somebody who's broke to give you financial advice. That's stupid. You're not going to listen to someone who, can't even maybe buy a bar of soap how to do hygiene. That would be dumb. You're not going to go to a doctor. There's advertise on, Facebook, for $10.99, I'll get you a BBL, come with me, plastic surgery. Like, what the? You don't do that, right? So that's number 4, the tidbit there, and then you ask for 5. So number 5, I would say the best thing is always to remember that tomorrow hopefully will come, and joy comes. Even if at the nighttime you're suffering, you're like, I'm alone, nobody loves me, oh my God, this is so hard. Remember, do something positive until the daybreak comes, and when the sun comes up, you'll have a different perspective. So don't act on it right then and there. Just wait till the next day. Give it a day to think about it. Even if you go buy a car and they want to sell you a car, I used to sell cars too for Toyota. You don't buy the car right then and there. Wait, just give it a day. Go home, sleep on it. And I guarantee you, the car dealer, they're going to call you the next day. If you have good credit and money, they're going to be like, you know what, Miss Barbie Tees, we thought about it. We're going to give you a better rate. You know what? Matter of fact, we have this rebate. It's a deal. Can you just come in? We're just going to knock off $10,000 more. Be like, okay, now I'm coming. Because you were going to buy it anyways. But that's another deal that I just gave you a free gem right there, because I used to sell cars at Toyota. I went to Toyota University too, and I was top salesperson of the year because I can talk so well. And they taught me how to sell cars. So when you want something, just manifest it. Be like, that's my car already. And if it's your car already, you don't have to rush to buy the car. Just go home. Take a nap. Take a sandwich. Go with your friend. Go talk about, man, I got me this car. I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow. And in the meantime, the dealership is like, oh, man, they left. They didn't buy the car. And their boss is going to be like, get them on the phone. She has good credit and money. Why did you let them go? That's their job. So they're going to reach out and be like, yeah, we just called to say, make sure everything's okay. How you doing? Miss Ada, with the cars here, just, you want us to come pick you up or something? Like, we got a deal for you. What can we do? And then you tell them, knock off some money and I'll see, and don't be in a rush. So just sleep on it. Know that joy comes the next day, and something you might want really, really bad right now, you may not want it the next day because it's really easy to get into a rut, into a hole, and it's harder to dig your way out once you're down there. So you might as well just stay at the top and don't dig your hole. Just wait. Just walk around and be like, yeah, I see that hole. Let me just not do that. Because some people are still paying for mistakes that they did when they were 15, 18, 21, because those things will come back. If you don't take care of it right then and there, you can't run from it. You know, like maybe, for example, somebody has a kid and they didn't know about child support. They leave the baby mama or cheat on her, and they're still paying child support 18 years later with interest. Just because they couldn't keep their willie, away for a minute. And they're crying, man, I gotta pay child support, no fair. Hey, nobody told you to whip that thing out. That's on you, partner. So that's 5.
Does
Hey,
anybody
I'm
has
gonna go on your
questions
go.
for her?
Hey, huh?
Oh, sorry, you said?
Yeah, I said I'm gonna go on your GoFundMe on the 27th, I think, or this is a leap year, the 29th. So I think by March the 1st, you're gonna see me on your GoFund. I'm gonna go on there. I put you on my budget for March.
Oh, really? Oh, well, you don't. Well, thank you.
I
You
got
don't have to, but wow, thank
you.
you.
It's coming. That's why I said it's coming. Everything's coming. You just gotta get ready for it. You just make sure you get your bow tie. We gotta get you a money bow tie or a money. I gotta make you one or find you one. Or if anybody knows there's a money bow tie on Amazon, maybe you can send it to her so she can wear it on graduation, and you can be part of her amazing
Graduation.
journey.
You're gonna see it. I'm gonna pictures all over my TikTok because this journey, and Barbie has been there since I started, so she knows. She knows. Wow. Guys, will you're taking notes? If you want to rewatch, I'm gonna make sure I can have the full thing on TikTok and put it on my YouTube. She already gave you information. She's talking from experience. Key point. She could have kept that information because she get paid to talk, and she's here giving it for free, and you're not gonna take advantage of that. Well,
May I say something?
yeah.
So I remember in 6th grade, one of my teachers, my PE teachers, I remember she laughed at me, yelled at me, and told me to shut my fat mouth because I was talking. And she was not a very nice teacher in PE, and she liked to make fun of me, because I was a little bit, overweight, then, because my mom would only feed me like McDonald's. We didn't know like cooking and stuff. Now I cook. I have a restaurant. However, then we always ate fast food in America when we came here. And so, people here eat pizza and fast food and McDonald's. And, I was just a little fat girl. I didn't know. I was like, woohoo, McDonald's every day. And so I got overweight. So she was real mean to me, my PE teacher. And I remember she said, my name. And she was like, shut your fat mouth, you blabbermouth. And I just looked at her and I was like, oh my God, like that. I didn't know how to take that. But when she said that, I said under my breath. So remember, this is a freebie, another six point. People can tell you whatever on the outside. You don't even have to respond. You don't have to validate them or give excuses. You can be somebody pushing you on the outside, but on the inside, you can be standing up straight and tall. You can be standing up straight and tall on the inside, and they will never know. So when she told me that, shut your fat mouth, blee, 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 and I was in front of like 50 students, I was like, I didn't know I was talking. I thought that's one of God's gift that he gave me to talk, right? I can talk 24/7. Thank goodness I have vocal cords that work and a mouth and a jaw that moves, right? So I said under my breath, inside, my little girl was standing up. I was like, one day, they're going to pay me to talk. And sure enough, now I like to go on my social medias and be like, if anybody's out there watching, remember y'all told me to shut my fat mouth. Well, I didn't, and guess what? Now I get paid to talk.
Believe.
Believe.
It's possible. It's possible.
Changing
It's possible.
that negative energy to positive energy, And that's why she was making $20,000 a year as a PE teacher with little bitty tight shorts and a whistle, with a nasty attitude, single old lady, miserable, picking on a little 11-year-old girl, trying to squash my dreams because I was already out talking her at 9 years old, 10 years old. And that's why now, what she makes in 10 years, I make it in 2 days. Talking. So that's a freebie, number 6. So, somebody might tell you, shut up, you talk too much. That might be your gift. that might be something you got to listen to and be like, why is she telling me that? Obviously, you rubbed her demon the wrong way. Or somebody might say, oh, who do you think you are? You think you're all sexy and beautiful?
I
Hey,
am. Have you
might
seen
be
me?
telling you you're a model. You know, somebody might be telling Ada, oh, you know, where are you from? I hear your accent. That might be your gift, that you do speak multiple languages and they don't even know that you speak multiple languages. They can barely even speak one, but you're your master 3 or 4.
How do we call this? Masterclass Barbie things, guys. It's gonna be on YouTube because I know a lot of you. You might not say it here on live, but you'll be like, "Oh my God, she drops those gems. Oh, she said this and then this." I'm not. Well, it's gonna make your own conclusions with the information. You can take the horse to the lake, but you cannot make the horse drink.
Yeah, but you can let the horse go, and when it goes into the wilderness and it's all like, thirsty, it's going to be like, where's that water that nice person gave me? It's going to run back and be like, where's the water? They're going to remember. So I appreciate you telling me that, Ada, because it's true. Like, we want to help each other, and, you know, I know it's a matter of time before, you know, like the people on here say, oh, we don't know you're not famous. I'm not. I could have been famous. That's not what I do. I do the opposite. I hide. Like, you will rarely see me in public. Like, you'll see me with a hoodie on, like my glasses on, like in different Ubers, cars, like different addresses. Like, I make it a point to not be found easily on purpose because I am a gem. And I do
Yes,
have
you
to
are.
be safe.
Yes,
I have
you
to
are.
be safe by myself, and I'm okay. I'm happy by myself. I enjoy it. I enjoy it being single and
As you
happy.
should.
You know, I think it's so fun to discover, you know, things about me on my own because, you know, a real strong. This is another free number 7. You know, if you can really ask yourself, can I really be alone with myself in a room? And would I like myself if I met myself alone in a room? Could I stand my own company? If I met me in a room by myself, could me and myself be in that room for 12 hours? Most people will not be able to do that because they don't even like their own company.
Ouch.
So I'm okay. People think I'm crazy. They're like, how can you always be by yourself? I'm like, if you knew how I was eating and what I was doing and what I was wearing and what I was looking and experiencing, you would be like, I want to be there with you. And it's like, well, you could be if you stop acting like a fool. Because I'm not going to take somebody to embarrass me somewhere and act like a fool and be like acting crazy. You know, and then and number 8 here is a bonus. If anybody ever tells you, like, say somebody meets you and they're like, oh, you got it going on, you're rich, run. Or they say, oh, you're a big boss, you got money, run. Because they're literally telling you with their words that they're broke. They're telling you, you're rich, I see it, I want it. You're like, whoa. Because a rich person will never tell a rich person, oh, you're rich. Oh, I like your, you know, Ralph Lauren glasses or your Yves Saint Laurent, like, necklace. No. So especially when a guy, ladies, when you meet a guy and he's like, oh, you're a big boss. You got big money. You got big moves. It must be nice to be rich. Run. He's broke, undercover broke. He just told on himself. That's a free number 8.
You want to make it to 10 before we go at this point?
Might as well. Yeah. So for number 9, I can tell you also, you know, when people, you know, they're under stress and people say, oh, I would never do that. Like, I think I saw one of your videos or something that you were washing outside your cup or something, right? Mm-hmm. With the rainwater.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand that. You know, even my daughter can understand it. Now I saw somebody in your comments saying, why would you use rainwater? And people were like, duh, it's free. Like, why wouldn't you? You know, and I was like, they're ignorant. Like, that is ignorant. Like, number 9, like, if you really want to get something done, you're going to do it. So would you rather have a dirty dish or use what you have that God is giving you and show God that you're grateful for what he already gave you? so he can give you more, because it's a test. So people in the comments saying dumb stuff like that, it's like, no, like you're missing the whole point.
I mean, I still made my point across.
Yeah, it's called being humble. It's called being nice and kind. And it's called not judging people, because you never know what you would do until you're in that situation.
Oops.
So for anybody that says, when you hear people say, oh, I would never, like, fight somebody, or I would never wash my dishes, with their, I would never, like, wear that clothes, or I would never, look like that. Baby, sweetie, you don't know what you would do until you're in that situation.
Oh.
You don't know what you would do, because given the right circumstances and the right stressors and the right things and the right trials and the right temptations, the right desperation, you don't know what you would do. So it's not nice to say that. It's not kind to say, I would never. That shows you somebody's mentality, that they don't have experience in life and they think they're better than people. And I would say get away from those kind of people, because they're just like, they're blind. They can't see. People who say, oh my gosh, I can't believe she has 5 kids. That is so like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? Sweetheart, that would mean that person didn't have 5 abortions and chose to be strong and raise those 5 kids on her own and not kill her children. So instead of people saying, oh my gosh, she's on government assistance and has 5 kids, and oh my gosh, she gets food stamps, and we're her baby daddies. Sweetheart, that means she didn't have 5 abortions. She could have. For $100, or I don't know what it is, 200, 500,000 or something. You think somebody would be able to say, for $5,000, I could have got rid of my 5 kids and you would have never known that I was a mother at all. I would have just hid my shame. Went to the grave with it. But instead, I got my backpack. I went to school. I got my 5 kids, and guess what? Now all my 5 kids are independent. They're all with their new families. They all have their luxury homes. They all have their spouses. They all look up to me. They never call into work sick. They're respectful. They mind their manners. They're community people. And they never make excuses, because they saw what I went through to be who I am. And they know they cannot come to me and be like, I don't know, or I can't, or Mom, it's too hard. No, you can't tell me that. That's number 9. And number 10, I would say that one thing might be, if you're blessed enough to be able to find your passion in life, what you really enjoy doing, that's amazing. 2, it might be that your passion is not how you make your money. Like, my passion is not law. I just did it because that was next to being a doctor, because my dad's a doctor, even though I don't speak to him. He's rich and stuff. Like, I went to medical school and I would faint in my classes because I can't see blood. I faint. I tried it. I couldn't dissect cadavers. I couldn't cut eyeballs. I would literally faint, black out in class, and I would get in trouble for laughing and then fainting. So I did it for the money. So then I said, well, I Googled what makes more money, like a doctor, and I found lawyers. So I was like, okay, so I'll be a lawyer. But it's not my passion. It's just really easy to me to do the law, and I get paid very well for it, but it's not my passion. Cooking is my passion. So for those of you listening, maybe your passion is not what you get paid to do. However, keep pushing, and eventually you'll get paid to do what you really like, your passion, if you can turn it into a money-making business. And you can, because everything is possible. I like to talk. I do. And that's how now I get paid to talk. It's my passion. And I get paid to talk also while I cook, because I like doing cooking shows and at the restaurant and entertaining people while I cook and making like a good show. And I'm talking the whole time while I'm doing it, getting paid, and I'm feeding people, because that's my passion, to feed people good food. I like to see their eyes like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And like, oh, like making noise and like, oh my gosh, like they come to me for food. And so that's the gem that God put in me, my $1 billion gem. and you're gonna see Barbie teens. You're gonna see Barbie tomatoes. You're gonna see Barbie spices in the refrigerators in the stores. You're gonna see it. So for those of you who say, "Oh, you're not famous," that's okay, Mama. You're gonna be using my seasonings and my cakes and my cookies and my pies really soon. They're gonna be in your refrigerator like Coca-Cola Classic. It's gonna be a staple in your
Speak
house.
it,
That's
speak
fine.
it.
You're gonna remember. Oh, that's that girl from TikTok. Oh, that's the one I told her that she's not famous. I don't know her. It's okay. You just don't remember, but you do know me. It's okay. It's in the future. You haven't met me yet, but you will.
Ooh.
You're gonna buy my products.
Ooh,
You might be
speak
buying
it.
them now, and you don't even know, because we already have products right now on Amazon. You're probably buying my products now. I have like 100 books that I've published. I have 100 books that I've published. My daughter writes books, and she's 14. We're already published authors, so I get royalties while I sleep.
Speak it.
And
Speak
Ada,
it.
for you too. I can teach you if you want, Ada. You can put all your stuff on Amazon, and you can get paid your royalties. I have one of my biggest groups is UK and Italy. People buy a lot of my books in UK and Italy. So I get money from overseas, and you can get it for YouTube for all your content. I can teach you how to do it. It's really simple.
Please, I'm willing to learn. You
Yeah,
can
you'll
set
do
up a
great.
Zoom call or call, and then I'm willing to learn. Please.
Yeah, I can definitely teach you. I can make it actually like a class or a YouTube and like just put it out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's number 10, make sure that you do understand that maybe your passion is not what you're getting paid for yet. However, it can happen. It can, and some people are blessed enough to be able to be having their passion and they get paid for it right away and they learn right away what their purpose is and they
Good
even
for
get
them.
to
I'm happy for them.
have spiritual blessings, and then they're able to have their own business, like all of the above, and be famous and popular and like right away when they're like little, and if you don't get it when you're 9 or 10 or 20, that's okay. Keep pushing. It'll happen. If you really want it, it'll happen. Like your why has to be bigger. You have to be able to have a why in the morning while you wake up, to say it's bigger than just wanting to eat a steak, or bigger than buying a Louis purse, or bigger than I don't know, having a TikTok. It has to be bigger than that. Your why, huge. Like your dream has to be so huge that it might even scare you if it came to reality. Be like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Like, go for it. You might as well shoot big, And I'm from Texas, so we go in Texas. Things are big. Everything's bigger in Texas.
And it's free to dream. Might as well dream big. Why not?
Yeah. That, like Mama says, just keep pushing, and yep, Jennifer, yours is your children, and for your children, the Bible says leave an inheritance to your children's children. So let it be a bigger why.
Ooh.
To leave a legacy and inheritance to your children's children's children. Leave a trust fund.
Mm-hmm.
Open up a trust fund, open up a corporation, open up, passive income, open up royalties, dividends, things that are invested. They're going to keep growing, and they're going to be there in your legacy for life for your children. So they don't have to work, because like Ada says, and think about it. No, have you ever really met anybody that says, oh, I like to go to work. I'm going to go and just work 12 hours today and just be humped over at my desk working. I've never met that person.
I haven't either. Unless you're working on your passion. I mean, that's not work because you enjoy it. You're having fun. So it doesn't count as work.
Yeah, and even people that work on their passion, I never really hear them say, yeah, I want to go, be in my passion, instead of spending time with my mom, my dad, my daughter, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my husband, hugging a tree. Like, I'd rather go hug a tree, Because God made us with everything already ready. He gave you all the raw materials to do it. Everything's here. It's up to you to create it and put it into fashion. So that's number 10. Make sure that you know what your passion is and what pays you, because you can say all day, oh, my passion is to, draw, characters, but you can't take your character to Walmart and buy you a pack of ribeye steak with it.
Oh.
It's good that you have a passion. That's great. Keep drawing. However, if it's not paying you, I suggest you find something that does pay you in the meantime, so you can buy those colors, those artworks, those drawings, those books, and keep pushing and keep finding the platform so you can sell it, because it is possible.
However,
last time I checked, the grocery store doesn't take, your passion as tender for your groceries. You know, if you like to twerk, that's fine. You can twerk, but you can't go twerk, at the bank into a loan or to a mortgage. They're not going to take that at the bank. You're twerking. Now, if you can change the twerking into dollars, into credit cards, then yes, the bank will take those, but they won't accept twerkings.
No. She already gave you all 10 gems. It's enough for tonight. Okay, y'all, if you want to hear more from her, come on Saturday. She always here on Saturday on my live. She never miss. She always in the comments. She's always supporting. She's always sending gifts. She always encouraging everyone. Absolutely. She does it at all my lives all the time. If you want to hear more from her, come on Saturday. But for now, let's give her a rest. She already give us 10, guys. 10 is enough for today.
Ada, Mama said that she pictured the lady twerking going into the bank trying to get a loan. She said, "Oh, I pictured it. That's so funny." Yes, Mama, Ada, let me tell you, baby, even if you put sparklers on those pasties, go twerking into the bank, Mama, you're not going to get you a loan. I don't care how freaky the loan manager is. It's not going to happen, Mama. You got to actually have good credit. She said, I imagine it. Hey, I'm twerking. Woo, give me a loan, baby. It's like, no. Can you imagine going to the bank? Thank you for the road. Thank you for the road. And be like, what in the you got going on?
You're gonna get tired of twerking. They're just gonna push you aside. Hey, man, please.
Jennifer, and I see her asking about business loans and grants and startup money. Yes, I love you too, Pam. So for the business, I can save that for another time, like Ada said. So
Saturday, guys.
Yeah, we'll come Saturday. I just want to, validate her question that I'm not ignoring her, but to say that, yes, anything Barbie team is business. I'm a business individual.
As you should.
In all sense of the word.
As you should.
So for the business credit, yes, you can actually, if you really want to do your own business, you can get your own business money to start up. So like say, for example, and I'll leave it for Saturday, but I'm just going to leave you a little teaser here for Saturday. You can actually get business credit. You can go buy you a car, a laptop, because those of us that do business, we don't use money, right? We don't let money use us, and we don't chase money. Like, we learn how to manage it, and money's unlimited. So business is unlimited. So you can actually get business money extremely easily, business credit, and that will help you with your business. Because once us business people, like say for example, like right now, I'll send maybe gifts to Ada, and you'll be like, oh, she's spending money on Ada. No. It's an investment, because to me, the money is, I look at it like, say for example, I buy this Lipton, maybe this tea, this like what, $3 tea or something, or this $1 water. Like, to me, it's the same price. It doesn't matter. A Calvin Klein shirt, it doesn't matter, because it's an investment in what I'm doing, and it's my business, it's my brand. So I create opportunities, and the opportunity I create, that pays me. So whether it's $1,000 or $1, to me it's the same, because it's the opportunity that I'm investing in. So once you start thinking differently and seeing there's money everywhere, you won't be like, oh, I can't. You'll be like, no, I can. And how am I going to do it, or when, or like, what color do I want, or what size, like, instead of I can't do it. No. You can go get you a car on your business credit right now. Go buy you a brand new car, $30,000 car, and use it for your business on your business credit, and not even your personal credit. Use it for your business, and you can have that as an asset to help you make more money, instead of just having it sit there on your parking lot.
So that's the teaser. That's it. Saturday, come for more. Saturday, we're gonna do business class, and Barbie's gonna be the speaker. So if you care, come Saturday. She's gonna be here. She's always here. Have any of you ever missed her in my life? She's always here. Present, active, supporting all the time. all the time. I'm not exaggerating. Well, if you don't believe me, keep showing up. You're going to keep seeing her. 2 p.m. Central Time US. Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Time US. Bring all your questions. All of them. So now do the homework. Go think, okay.
I have like 5 phones, so sometimes y'all will see me here on both of my accounts sending gifts twice, and I'll be in meetings and I'll
Facts.
be in and out.
Facts.
So you'll see me. Yeah.
That's how good she is. Having 5 phones, and all those phones are just absorbing money, attracting. See, all those phones are money magnet phones.
Yes, and exactly. And Jennifer and Ada and Pam, what you're saying, Kianza even too, you know, I see you turn now to the good side, so thank you for that. You know, love will make people turn. So the thing is, the phones, like Ada's saying, I look at my phones differently. Most people look at them like, oh, I'm just here to scroll for entertainment. No, there's literally $1 million like tool in your pocket that you have access to billions of dollars in your pocket, like clicks. So we're not the same. I look at phones, like Ada said, differently. She's right. They're tools. They're money machines.
Yep.
Just click, 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 click.
Money come, money come, money come, money come, money come.
Yeah. So the Barbie teams on there, did y'all see Barbie teams? It's a play on words. Like, of course, Barbie, like a pretty doll type Barbie. However, the BAR, that stands for like the bar. Like the bar of Texas when you take your law exam and you pass the state bar. So that's why it's BAR. Because I come to raise the bar.
Hold on.
And then the B is like a bumblebee. Like I'm always in and out of things. Like a bumblebee getting honey and taking it from the flower to bring to people.
Hold on.
Queen, whoever the queens are. So if you act like a queen, Barbie T's going to show up.
See, you can tell, right, as she studied linguistics, even in her name, she just made a code right there.
Yeah, and Barbie Teens is everything abundant, everything pretty, everything, you know, nice. And then the ZZZ on the end is like people are sleeping on me because they don't know me yet, but they will. They're just asleep, but I'm waiting for y'all to wake up. So Barbie Teens in the
They're
building.
gonna catch up. We already there. The world has to catch up.
Ada in the building. Y'all go support Ada. O Block. Let's go. H-Town. Ada. Yay. Money Teens.
If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments. Let your thoughts, subscribe, and see you in the next video.